Imagine this, a simple box of baking soda, tucked away in your kitchen cabinet, gathering dust next to the flour and sugar. You've used it to bake cookies or freshen up your fridge, but what if I told you this humble powder holds secrets that could transform the way you feel every day? Hi, I'm your name, and today, I want to share a story that changed how I see this everyday ingredient, and how it might just change your life, too. Meet Susan, a 62-year-old grandmother from Ohio. A year ago, Susan was struggling. Her joints ached, her digestion was off, and she felt tired more often than she'd like to admit. Like many of us over 50, she thought it was just part of getting older. But one day, while rummaging through her pantry, she stumbled across an old box of baking soda. On a whim, she tried a trick her mom used to swear by, a warm baking soda bath. Within days, Susan felt a difference. Her skin was calmer, her aches were lighter, and she even slept better. That little box became her secret weapon, and it got me thinking, what else are we missing about baking soda? Here's the truth. Over 80% of Americans don't realize baking soda has more than 20 health benefits beyond baking. From soothing joint pain to boosting your smile, this inexpensive powder, costing just pennies per use, can be a game changer, especially as we age. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 incredible ways baking soda can support your health, tailored for those of us over 50. You'll learn practical, safe ways to use it at home, backed by science, and I'll share the mistakes to avoid so you get the most out of every use. Plus, I'll show you how to make it a part of your routine without breaking the bank or complicating your life. But first, I want to hear from you. Have you ever used baking soda for something other than cooking or cleaning? Drop a yes or no in the comments below, and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to connect with you. Before we dive into Susan's story and the science behind baking soda, let's explore why this kitchen staple is more powerful than you might think. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at that little box the same way again. What if I told you that a warm, soothing bath could do more than just relax you? It could help your body feel renewed, inside and out. Welcome to our first stop on this baking soda journey, detoxification and skincare, tailored especially for those of us over 50. Let's dive into how this simple kitchen staple can refresh your skin and support your body's natural cleansing process, all from the comfort of your own bathroom. But before we get to the how-to, let me share a story that might just inspire you to give it a try. Meet Tom, a 58-year-old retired teacher from Florida. Tom loves his morning walks on the beach, but the humid climate was taking a toll on his skin. He dealt with constant itching and dry patches that made him self-conscious, especially during family gatherings. Over-the-counter creams helped a little, but they were expensive, and the relief was temporary. One day, Tom's daughter suggested an old remedy she'd read about, a baking soda bath. Skeptical but desperate, Tom decided to try it. He added 1 cup of baking soda to a warm bath, soaked for 20 minutes, and something incredible happened. After just 2 weeks of bathing twice a week, his skin felt smoother, the itching faded, and he even noticed he had more energy. Tom couldn't believe it. A $2 box of baking soda was outperforming his $30 creams. So, how does baking soda work this magic? It's all about its alkaline nature. When dissolved in water, baking soda helps neutralize acids both on your skin and inside your body. For your skin, this means calming irritation, reducing redness, and even drawing out impurities that can make you feel sluggish. Think of it like giving your skin a gentle reset, especially important as we age and our skin becomes thinner and more sensitive. Inside the body, small doses of baking soda, taken under medical supervision, can help balance pH levels, supporting your kidneys and filtering out toxins. A study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that sodium bicarbonate, the scientific name for baking soda, slowed the progression of chronic kidney disease by reducing acid buildup in the blood. This is a big deal for those of us over 50, as our kidneys often need a little extra help to keep up. Now, let's get practical. Here's how you can try a baking soda bath at home, just like Tom did. Fill your bathtub with warm, not hot, water, and add 1 cup of baking soda. For an extra soothing touch, mix in 1 cup of Epsom salt. Stir the water to dissolve, then soak for 15 to 20 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week. Pat your skin dry gently afterward and apply a light moisturizer to lock in hydration. If you don't have a bathtub, no worries, you can make a foot soak with 2 tablespoons of baking soda in a basin of warm water. Before you start, test a small patch of skin to ensure you're not sensitive, as some folks might find baking soda a bit drying if overused. Let's compare this to other options. High-end skincare products often cost $50 or more and are packed with chemicals that can irritate mature skin. A baking soda bath, on the other hand, is natural, costs pennies, and is gentle enough for most people when used correctly. But here's a common mistake to avoid. Don't overdo it. Using too much baking soda or soaking too often, say, every day, can dry out your skin or disrupt your body's natural balance. Another mistake? Thinking you can drink baking soda daily without guidance. While small doses, like a quarter teaspoon in a glass of water, might help some people under a doctor's care, it's not for everyone, especially if you have high blood pressure or kidney issues. Always check with your doctor first. Here's the small lesson I've learned from Tom's story. Sometimes, the simplest solutions are the most powerful, but they work best when you use them wisely. Baking soda isn't a miracle cure, but it's a gentle, affordable way to care for your skin and support your body's natural detox process. It's like giving yourself a little gift of renewal, right at home. So, we've refreshed our skin, but what about our smile? Up next, let's explore how baking soda can boost your dental health, giving you a brighter, more confident grin without breaking the bank. Trust me, you won't want to miss this, especially if you've ever struggled with sensitive teeth or bad breath. Let's keep going. Have you ever hesitated to smile because you weren't quite confident about your breath or the look of your teeth? If you're over 50, you might have noticed your teeth aren't as bright as they used to be, or maybe bad breath creeps up more often than you'd like. Welcome to our next stop on this baking soda journey, dental health. Today, we're going to explore how that little box in your kitchen can help you reclaim a brighter, healthier smile, without expensive treatments or harsh chemicals. But before we dive into the science and the how-to, let me share a story about someone who found a simple solution to a problem many of us face. Meet Linda, a 65-year-old retiree from Texas. Linda loves hosting family barbecues, but for years, she struggled with bad breath, especially since she started using dentures. It made her self-conscious during conversations, and she spent a small fortune on mouthwashes that only masked the problem. One day, a friend mentioned an old trick her grandmother used, rinsing with baking soda. Linda was skeptical. Could something so basic really help? But she gave it a try. She mixed half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of warm water, swished it around for 30 seconds, and rinsed. After just a week of doing this 2 times a week, Linda noticed her breath was fresher, and her dentures felt cleaner. For the first time in years, she laughed and chatted at her barbecues without worrying. That $1 box of baking soda gave her back her confidence. So, what makes baking soda so effective for your teeth and gums? It's a gentle powerhouse with 2 key properties. First, it acts as a mild abrasive, like tiny scrubbers that polish away surface stains from coffee, tea, or red wine, things we love but that dull our smiles over time. Unlike harsh whitening treatments, baking soda is soft enough to clean without damaging enamel, which is crucial as our teeth become more sensitive with age. Second, baking soda is alkaline, meaning it neutralizes acids in the mouth. These acids, often from food or bacteria, create a breeding ground for harmful germs that cause cavities, gum disease, and bad breath. By balancing your mouth's pH, baking soda makes it harder for those germs to thrive, leaving your gums healthier and your breath fresher. A study in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry backs this up. Toothpaste with baking soda was significantly better at removing plaque and whitening teeth compared to regular toothpaste. For folks like Linda with dentures, baking soda also helps keep them clean and odor-free. Ready to try it at home? Here are 2 simple ways to use baking soda for your smile. For a mouth rinse, mix half a teaspoon of baking soda with a cup of warm water. Swish for 30 seconds, then spit it out. Don't swallow. Do this 2 to 3 times a week after brushing. For a deeper clean, make a paste by mixing a pinch of baking soda with a few drops of water. Dip your soft bristled toothbrush into the paste and brush gently for 1 minute, once a week. Rinse thoroughly afterward. If you wear dentures, soak them in a solution of 1 tablespoon of baking soda in a glass of water for 15 minutes, then rinse well. Always check with your dentist first, especially if you have sensitive teeth or gum issues. Let's put this in perspective. Commercial whitening kits can cost $50 or more, and some contain peroxides that irritate sensitive gums, a common issue as we age. Baking soda, at just pennies per use, is a natural, budget-friendly alternative that's gentle enough for most people. But here's where people often go wrong: overusing baking soda. Brushing with it every day or using too much can wear down enamel over time, especially if you scrub too hard. Another mistake? Not consulting a dentist if you have ongoing issues like bleeding gums or persistent bad breath, which could signal something more serious, like gum disease, which affects over 60% of adults over 50. Baking soda is a great helper, but it's not a substitute for professional care. Here's the small lesson I've taken from Linda's story. A confident smile doesn't have to come with a hefty price tag or complicated routines. With a little baking soda and a bit of care, you can feel great about your smile at any age. It's a reminder that small changes can make a big difference. Now that we've brightened our smiles, let's talk about another common issue that can dampen our days, especially after a big meal: heartburn. Up next, we'll explore how baking soda can bring fast relief and even help your digestion, so you can enjoy your favorite foods worry-free. Stick with me, you won't believe how easy this is. Picture this: you've just enjoyed a hearty family dinner, maybe some spicy chili or a slice of your favorite pizza, but before you can relax, that familiar burning sensation creeps up in your chest. Heartburn strikes again, stealing the joy of the moment. If you're over 50, you might know this feeling all too well, especially as our digestion slows with age. Welcome to our next stop on this baking soda journey, relieving heartburn and supporting digestion. Today, we'll uncover how a pinch of baking soda can bring you comfort after meals, so you can savor life's flavors without the discomfort. But first, let me share a story about someone who found relief in the simplest way. Meet Robert, a 60-year-old mechanic from California. Robert loves his wife's homemade tacos, but every taco night ended the same way: a painful bout of heartburn that kept him up for hours. He tried over-the-counter antacids, but they were pricey, and he didn't like relying on them. One evening, his neighbor, a retired nurse, suggested an old remedy: a small dose of baking soda in water. Robert was hesitant. Could something he used to clean his fridge really help? But he gave it a shot. He mixed half a teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of water, sipped it slowly, and within 10 minutes, the burning was gone. Now, Robert keeps a box of baking soda in his kitchen, ready for taco nights or any meal that might trigger discomfort. It's become his go-to for enjoying food without the aftermath. So, how does baking soda work this magic? It's all about its ability to neutralize acid. Heartburn happens when stomach acid flows back into your esophagus, causing that fiery sensation. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is a natural antacid that quickly balances out excess stomach acid, providing near-instant relief. A review in the Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology confirms this. Baking soda is a fast-acting, effective remedy for occasional heartburn. Beyond heartburn, baking soda can also ease bloating and indigestion, which are common as we age due to slower digestion or medications that upset the stomach. By creating a less acidic environment, it helps your digestive system settle, so you feel lighter after meals. This is especially helpful for those of us over 50, when conditions like acid reflux or gout become more common. Nearly 20% of older adults deal with reflux regularly. Here's how you can try it at home, just like Robert. Take half a teaspoon of baking soda and stir it into a full glass of water, about 8 ounces. Sip it slowly after a meal, ideally when you feel heartburn starting. Use this no more than once a day and for no longer than 3 days in a row. Why the limit? Baking soda contains sodium, which can affect blood pressure or fluid balance if overused, especially if you have heart or kidney issues. Always check with your doctor before trying this, particularly if you're on a low-sodium diet or taking medications. If heartburn is a frequent problem, baking soda is a temporary fix. See a doctor to rule out underlying conditions like gout. Let's compare this to other options. A bottle of antacids like Tums can cost $5 to $10 and often includes artificial flavors or dyes. Baking soda? It's under $1, natural, and already in most kitchens. But here's where people trip up: using too much or too often. Taking more than half a teaspoon or using it daily can lead to side effects like bloating or even an imbalance in your body's electrolytes, which is risky for older adults. Another mistake? Drinking it right after a huge meal when your stomach is full. This can cause discomfort or gas. And please, don't ignore persistent heartburn. I've seen folks brush it off, only to learn later it was a sign of something more serious, like an ulcer. Baking soda is a quick helper, not a long-term cure. Here's the small lesson from Robert's story: you don't need fancy pills to enjoy your favorite foods comfortably. A little baking soda, used wisely, can be your ally for those moments when heartburn tries to steal the show. It's a reminder that the best solutions are often the simplest ones, right at your fingertips. Now that we're feeling good after meals, let's tackle another challenge that can sneak up as we age: itchy skin and pesky infections like athlete's foot. Up next, we'll see how baking soda can soothe your skin and keep those irritations at bay, especially if you're dealing with sweaty feet or humid weather. Stay with me, this one's a game changer. Have you ever felt that frustrating itch between your toes or noticed red, flaky patches on your skin that just won't go away? If you're over 50, you might have dealt with stubborn skin issues like athlete's foot or irritation, especially in humid weather or if you're on your feet a lot. Welcome to our next stop on this baking soda journey, fighting fungal infections and soothing itchy skin. Today, we're going to explore how a simple box of baking soda can be your secret weapon against these pesky problems, giving you the comfort and confidence to move through your day. But before we get to the science and the how-to, let me share a story about someone who found relief in a way she never expected. Meet Mary, a 55-year-old nurse from Arizona. Mary's job keeps her in sneakers all day, and the desert heat doesn't help. For months, she struggled with athlete's foot, itchy, burning toes that made every shift unbearable. She tried over-the-counter creams, but they were expensive, and the relief was short-lived. One day, while chatting with a patient, she heard about an old remedy, soaking her feet in baking soda. Mary thought it sounded too good to be true, but she was willing to try anything. She mixed 2 tablespoons of baking soda into a basin of warm water, soaked her feet for 15 minutes, and dried them thoroughly. After 5 days of doing this daily, the itching was nearly gone, and her feet felt smoother than they had in years. Mary was amazed. Something she'd always used to bake muffins was now saving her feet, all for less than $1. So, why is baking soda so effective against fungal infections and skin irritation? It comes down to its alkaline nature. Fungi, like those causing athlete's foot or ringworm, thrive in warm, moist, acidic environments. Think sweaty feet and tight shoes. Baking soda creates an alkaline setting that disrupts fungal cell walls, making it harder for them to grow and spread. This also helps soothe itching and redness by neutralizing acids on your skin that can worsen irritation. A study in the Journal of Mycopathology found that a solution with just 10 grams of baking soda per liter of water inhibited growth in 80% of fungal strains tested. For those of us over 50, this is especially valuable, as our skin gets thinner and more prone to infections, particularly if we have conditions like diabetes, which affects over 25% of older Americans and increases fungal risk. Here's how you can use baking soda at home, just like Mary. For a foot soak, add 2 tablespoons of baking soda to a liter of warm water in a basin. Soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes, then dry them thoroughly, especially between the toes. Do this daily for a week, then reduce to 2 to 3 times a week for maintenance. If you're dealing with itchy patches elsewhere, like on your hands or legs, make a paste by mixing 1 tablespoon of baking soda with enough water to form a thick consistency. Apply it to the affected area, leave it on for 10 minutes, then rinse and moisturize. Test a small patch of skin first to avoid irritation, and never apply to open wounds. If symptoms persist, see a doctor to rule out serious infections. Let's put this in perspective. Antifungal creams can cost $15 to $30, and some contain chemicals that sting sensitive skin. Baking soda is natural, costs pennies, and is gentle enough for most people when used correctly. But here's where folks go wrong: not drying their skin completely after a soak. Fungi love moisture, so leaving even a little dampness can undo your efforts. Another mistake? Using baking soda on broken skin, which can burn or irritate. And please, don't skip seeing a doctor if you have diabetes or if the infection spreads. Baking soda is a great helper, but it's not a cure for severe cases. I've seen people delay treatment, thinking a home remedy is enough, only to face worse problems later. Here's the small lesson from Mary's story: you don't have to live with discomfort or spend a fortune to feel good in your skin. Baking soda, used with care, can be a simple, effective way to tackle fungal issues and soothe irritation, especially as we age. It's a reminder that sometimes, the answers to our problems are already in our pantry. Now that we've soothed our skin, let's talk about something else that can make a huge difference in how we feel: sleep. Up next, we'll explore how baking soda can help you relax and get the restful nights you deserve, especially if stress or aches keep you tossing and turning. Stick with me, this one's going to feel like a warm hug. Do you ever lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wishing you could just drift off into a peaceful sleep? If you're over 50, you might have noticed that restful nights are harder to come by. Maybe it's stress, aches, or just the way our bodies change with age. Welcome to our next stop on this baking soda journey, supporting sleep and relaxation. Today, we're going to explore how a simple baking soda bath can help you unwind, ease those nagging aches, and wake up feeling refreshed. But before we dive into the details, let me share a story about someone who found a surprisingly simple way to sleep better. Meet James, a 67-year-old retired accountant from New York. James used to love his evenings reading or watching classic movies, but over the past few years, sleep became a struggle. He'd toss and turn, bothered by stiff muscles and a racing mind. Sleeping pills weren't an option. He didn't like the groggy feeling they left behind. One day, his daughter, a yoga instructor, suggested a baking soda bath to help him relax. James chuckled at the idea. Baking soda was for cakes, not baths, right? But he was desperate for a good night's sleep, so he gave it a try. He added 1 cup of baking soda to a warm bath, soaked for 20 minutes, and that night, he slept like a baby for the first time in months. After 3 days of bathing twice a week, James felt calmer, his muscles looser, and his sleep deeper. That little box of baking soda became his nightly ritual, all for less than $1. So, how does baking soda help you sleep better? It's all about creating a calming environment for your body and mind. When you soak in a baking soda bath, the alkaline properties help relax tense muscles by neutralizing acids that build up in your tissues, acids that can make you feel sore or restless. This is especially important as we age, when muscle stiffness and inflammation become more common. Baking soda also balances your body's pH, which can reduce stress on your system, helping you feel more at ease. A study in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that alkaline baths, like those with baking soda, promote relaxation and reduce stress markers in the body. For those of us over 50, when nearly 30% report sleep issues, this gentle remedy can be a game changer, easing you into a restful state before bed. Here's how you can try it at home, just like James. Fill your bathtub with warm water, not too hot, to avoid drying your skin, and add 1 cup of baking soda. For an extra touch of calm, mix in 1 cup of Epsom salt. Stir to dissolve, then soak for 15 to 20 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, about an hour before bedtime. Focus on deep breathing while you soak to enhance the relaxation. Afterward, pat dry gently, apply a light moisturizer, and drink a glass of water to stay hydrated. If you don't have a tub, try a foot soak with 2 tablespoons of baking soda in a basin of warm water for 15 minutes. Test a small patch of skin first, as some folks may find baking soda slightly drying. Let's compare this to other sleep aids. Over-the-counter sleep meds can cost $10 to $20 a month and may leave you foggy or dependent. A baking soda bath is natural, costs pennies, and has no lingering side effects, making it ideal for older adults who want to avoid heavy medications. But here's where people slip up: soaking too long or using overly hot water, which can dehydrate your skin and make you feel worse. Another mistake? Expecting instant results after one bath. Relaxation builds over time, so give it a few tries. And if you have heart or kidney issues, check with your doctor first. Baking soda's sodium content can affect some conditions. I've seen folks dive into home remedies without guidance, only to face issues like dry skin or bloating. Here's the small lesson from James's story: better sleep doesn't always require pills or pricey gadgets. A simple baking soda bath, done with care, can be your ticket to calmer evenings and deeper rest. It's a reminder that sometimes, the gentlest solutions bring the sweetest dreams. Now that we're sleeping better, let's tackle another challenge that can hold us back as we age: joint pain and gout. Up next, we'll see how baking soda can help you move more comfortably, so you can enjoy walks, gardening, or time with grandkids without wincing. Stay with me, this one's going to lift your spirits. Have you ever felt a sharp pang in your joints that makes you pause, wishing you could move as freely as you once did? If you're over 50, aches from arthritis or sudden flares of gout might be all too familiar, slowing you down when you want to enjoy a walk, garden, or play with your grandkids. Welcome to our next stop on this baking soda journey, easing joint pain and gout. Today, we'll explore how that humble box of baking soda can help you feel lighter on your feet, so you can savor life's simple joys without wincing. But before we dive into the science and the how-to, let me share a story about someone who rediscovered her stride with a surprisingly simple remedy. Meet Helen, a 70-year-old former schoolteacher from Chicago. Helen loves her daily walks in the park, but gout attacks in her big toe turned those outings into a struggle. The sudden, searing pain would hit without warning, forcing her to cancel plans and rely on painkillers that left her groggy. Expensive medications helped, but she wanted a gentler option. One day, her book club friend mentioned a trick her doctor approved: a small dose of baking soda to manage gout flares. Helen was cautious. Could something she used for baking really ease her pain? But with her doctor's okay, she tried it. She mixed half a teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of water, sipped it slowly, and within a day, the pain in her toe softened. After 3 days of this routine, she was back to her park walks, feeling like herself again. That $1 box of baking soda became her lifeline, letting her move with ease. So, how does baking soda help with arthritis and gout? It's all about balancing your body's chemistry. Gout, a form of arthritis, happens when uric acid builds up in your blood, forming sharp crystals in joints like your big toe, causing intense pain. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is alkaline, meaning it can neutralize excess uric acid, helping dissolve those crystals and flush them out through urine. A study in arthritis and rheumatism found that baking soda reduced uric acid levels and eased gout symptoms during flares. For other types of arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis, baking soda may calm inflammation by balancing your immune response. A 2018 study in the Journal of Immunology showed that small doses of baking soda shifted immune cells to a less inflammatory state, reducing joint pain and swelling. For those of us over 50, when over 50% deal with some form of arthritis, this affordable remedy can offer real relief. Here's how you can try it at home, with your doctor's approval. For gout flares, mix half a teaspoon of baking soda into an 8-ounce glass of water. Sip it slowly once a day for no more than 3 days. Stop if symptoms ease, and never use it longer without medical guidance. For general joint support, some doctors may suggest a lower dose, like a quarter teaspoon twice a week, but only under supervision. This is critical. Baking soda contains sodium, which can raise blood pressure or cause fluid retention, especially if you have heart or kidney issues. Pair this with a low purine diet, avoiding foods like red meat or shellfish, to keep gout at bay. If you're not sure about your condition, see a doctor first. Self-treating can mask serious issues. Let's put this in perspective. Gout medications can cost $20 to $50 a month, and anti-inflammatory drugs for arthritis often come with side effects like stomach upset. Baking soda is under $1, natural, and gentle when used correctly. But here's where people go wrong: using it too often or without a doctor's okay, which can lead to side effects like bloating or electrolyte imbalances, especially risky for older adults. Another mistake? Not adjusting their diet. I've seen folks rely on baking soda alone, only to have gout flares return because they didn't cut back on trigger foods. And please, don't ignore ongoing joint pain. It could signal something more than arthritis, like an injury or infection. Here's the small lesson from Helen's story: you don't need costly drugs to move more comfortably. A little baking soda, used wisely and with your doctor's guidance, can help you reclaim the activities you love. It's a reminder that small, thoughtful steps can lead to big improvements in how you feel. Now that we're moving more freely, let's talk about keeping our foundation strong as we age: our bones. Up next, we'll explore how baking soda can support bone health, helping you stay active and independent for years to come. Stick with me, this one's going to empower you. Have you ever worried about staying strong and active as you age? Wondering if your bones can keep up with your love for gardening, dancing, or chasing after grandkids? If you're over 50, you might have heard about osteoporosis or felt a twinge that made you think twice about your bone health. Welcome to our final stop on this baking soda journey, supporting stronger bones. Today, we'll explore how that little box in your pantry can play a surprising role in protecting your bones, helping you stay independent and active for years to come. But before we dive into the science and the how-to, let me share a story about someone who found a simple way to feel more confident in his strength. Meet William, a 72-year-old retired carpenter from Colorado. William loves taking his granddaughter to the park, but a recent diagnosis of early osteoporosis made him nervous. He'd heard stories of friends breaking hips or losing mobility, and he wasn't ready to slow down. His doctor prescribed calcium and vitamin D, but also mentioned a lesser-known helper, baking soda, used carefully to support bone health. William was puzzled: baking soda for bones? But his doctor explained it could work alongside his supplements. With medical approval, William started drinking a quarter teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water twice a week. After 6 months, paired with a bone-healthy diet, his bone density scans showed slight improvement. William felt stronger, and those park outings with his granddaughter became pure joy again, all thanks to a remedy that cost pennies. So, how does baking soda help your bones? It's about keeping your body's acid levels in check. As we age, our diets, think coffee, processed foods, or meat, can make our blood more acidic. This acidity forces your body to pull calcium from your bones to neutralize it, weakening them over time. Baking soda, being alkaline, helps balance your blood's pH, reducing the need to borrow calcium from your bones. A study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that neutralizing excess acid with alkaline substances like baking soda helped preserve bone density in older adults. This is crucial for those of us over 50, when over 50% of women and 25% of men face osteoporosis risk. By supporting your body's pH balance, baking soda works alongside calcium and exercise to keep your bones stronger, helping you avoid fractures and stay active. Here's how you can try it, but only with your doctor's approval. Mix a quarter teaspoon of baking soda into an 8-ounce glass of water and sip it slowly, no more than twice a week. This small dose is enough to nudge your pH toward balance without overloading your system. Never use it daily or in larger amounts, as baking soda's sodium can raise blood pressure or strain kidneys, especially if you have heart or kidney conditions. Pair this with bone-friendly habits. Eat calcium-rich foods like yogurt or leafy greens. Get 15 minutes of weight-bearing exercise like walking daily. and ensure you're getting enough vitamin D. If you're unsure about your bone health, ask your doctor for a bone density test. Osteoporosis often has no symptoms until a fracture occurs. Let's compare this to other options. Prescription bone drugs can cost $100 a month and may cause side effects like nausea or joint pain. Baking soda, at under $1, is a gentle, low-cost addition to a bone health plan, but it's not a standalone fix. Here's where people go wrong, thinking baking soda alone can prevent osteoporosis. It's a helper, not a cure, and skipping diet or exercise undermines its benefits. Another mistake? Using it without medical guidance, which can lead to side effects like bloating or electrolyte imbalances, especially risky for older adults. I've seen folks dive into remedies without checking with a doctor, only to face issues like high sodium levels. Always start with professional advice. Here's the small lesson from William's story. Protecting your bones doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. A little baking soda, used carefully under medical supervision, can support your strength and independence as you age. It's a reminder that small, consistent choices, like a sip of baking soda or a daily walk, can build a stronger future. Now that we've strengthened our bones, it's time to wrap up this journey and see how baking soda can transform your life in so many ways. Up next, we'll bring all 8 benefits together, share a final story to inspire you, and give you a simple challenge to start today. Stay with me, this conclusion will leave you ready to embrace baking soda like never before. Can you believe that a simple box of baking soda, something you've probably passed by 100 times in your kitchen, could do so much for your health? We've just taken an incredible journey together, and I hope you're as amazed as I am by the power of this humble powder. Today, we're wrapping up with a heartfelt conclusion, a final story to inspire you, and a simple challenge to make baking soda your new health buddy. Let's bring it all together and see how this $1 treasure can transform the way you feel every day. Over the past 30 minutes, we've explored 8 ways baking soda can support you, especially as you navigate life over 50. From detoxifying your body and soothing your skin to brightening your smile, easing heartburn, fighting fungal infections, improving sleep, relieving joint pain, and even supporting bone health, baking soda is like a Swiss Army knife for wellness. It's affordable, natural, and sitting right in your pantry, ready to help you live more comfortably without breaking the bank. But what ties all these benefits together is one simple truth. Small, thoughtful changes can lead to big improvements in how you feel. Let's revisit Susan, the 62-year-old grandmother from Ohio we met at the start. When Susan first tried a baking soda bath, she was just hoping to ease her achy joints. But over time, she added more of these tricks, rinsing for fresher breath, soaking her feet to stay comfortable, and even sipping a doctor-approved dose to manage occasional heartburn. Today, Susan feels more vibrant than she has in years. She's back to gardening, laughing with her grandkids, and sleeping soundly at night. Her secret? A little box of baking soda and the courage to try something new. Susan's story reminds me that we don't need fancy gadgets or expensive pills to feel our best. Sometimes, the simplest solutions are the most powerful. Here's the small lesson I've learned. Health doesn't have to be complicated or costly. Baking soda proves that the tools for a better life are often already within reach, waiting for us to give them a chance. But don't just take my word for it, try it yourself. Here's my challenge. Pick one tip from this video, like a baking soda bath or a foot soak, and try it tonight. Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it goes. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member who could use a health boost. Your support keeps this community growing. Before you go, don't miss our next video, 5 foods for a healthier you over 50, where we'll uncover simple, delicious ways to feel your best. Click the link on your screen, and let's keep this journey going. Thank you for watching, and here's to making baking soda your new health buddy.